This man was only level 1, yet he was unbelievably powerful. A tree weighing hundreds of tons fell with just a single slash of his blade. When he faced a spider of catastrophic rank, he unleashed advanced magic right away. Ordinary flames in his hands turned into explosions, and every strike landed perfectly on the monster. What nobody knew was that Makoto still wasn't showing his full strength. When he tapped into his water magic, his strongest skill, it was powerful enough to shatter the world itself. Just a few days earlier, Makoto had sat down to play his favorite game. In the blink of an eye, he was transported into another dimension. A man who called himself the Moon God appeared, saying he would take Makoto to another world. Makoto then learned the truth. His parents had only come to this world because they had signed a contract with a goddess. The price of that contract was that one day, they would have to give up the most precious thing they had. Makoto quickly realized he had been sold out by his own parents. Yet he did not resent his mother, because if he refused, his two sisters would be sacrificed instead. In the end, Makoto accepted his fate, but he asked the Moon God for a favor. Before he could even explain, the Moon God already knew what he wanted. He reassured Makoto that his study materials back home would be taken care of. Then he gifted Makoto divine power and brought him to the new world. That world was under siege by demons, and a hero was needed to save humanity. But the goddess took one look at Makoto and instantly regretted her decision. She could not believe such a hideous boy had been born from his mother. To her, Makoto looked talentless and pathetic. She told him to leave immediately, changing her mind on the spot. Makoto was furious. After all, she was the one who brought him here. She thought his voice was grating as well and decided to search for another hero. Makoto was then tossed to the edge of the world. As a cruel parting gift, the goddess gave him a strange ability, the power to understand the languages of non-human races. Then she threw him out of the divine realm, hoping he would fall to his death. But things didn't go her way. The Moon God appeared again, shocked by her cruelty. Of course, with Makoto's current strength, death from a fall was impossible. On Earth, gravity had weighed heavily on both his body and magic. In this new world, that burden was lifted, meaning Makoto could even take flight. Still, the Moon God had used up a lot of his own energy, and he told Makoto he would soon sleep for centuries. His last message was simple. Makoto was free now. With the goddess cutting him off, he would never have to bow to her again. Makoto then crashed onto the ground, ready to start his new life. Yet reality hit him hard. This place truly was the edge of the world. He wandered for days without meeting a single soul. The only thing keeping him going was the distant mountain range. But even after days of walking, he found nothing, which seemed far too strange. Then, when Makoto was complaining to himself, he suddenly heard a cry for help. Strength surged through him, and he rushed toward the sound. What he saw stunned him. A two-headed dog stood there, alongside a female boar in clothes. To Makoto, that boar actually looked quite pretty. He decided to save her. With one kick, Makoto killed the dog, surprising even himself. Emma, the boar woman, was just as shocked. She thought Makoto didn't look like a good person either. But Makoto wasn't going to hurt her. He placed his hand on the wall beside her and greeted her. Emma was curious how Makoto could understand her speech. Makoto couldn't explain it well and only said he wasn't a bad guy. The wounded dog disagreed, growling at him. Emma, after some thought, admitted that Makoto's strength was too overwhelming. She had no choice but to accept his presence. She introduced herself as a half-beast on her way to the sacred mountain to serve as a sacrifice for the divine dragon. On her journey, she had been attacked by the two-headed dog.